Hello and welcome to another episode of Doing Business in Rwanda. I'm Tabitha Muthoni, and this week we bring you a special feature on the visually impaired and the deaf with a hearing disability and how they run their day-to-day businesses right here in Rwanda. In 2012, Beth Katonyo packed her bags and moved to Rwanda from Kenya for greener pastures. Upon settling, she founded Seeing Hands Rwanda, a masseuse and computer training center for the visually impaired.
The first place I started a business was in Country Inn, and then I moved on to Lemigo Hotel, and I saw there was a need, for massage therapists in the country, because the skills I had did not match the ones that the local people had. So I saw that I needed to give them training, and that's how I started training women who were cleaning or just vulnerable women, moms, Then eventually I realized that I don't see visually impaired people working anywhere in the country. That was back in 2017. And that is when I came up with the idea of starting to train visually impaired people. I could not find them anywhere because I had not seen any person who has a disability working anywhere. So I had to go search for them in Rwanda Union of the Blind. The visually impaired people in Rwanda have the highest rate of unemployment in Rwanda and cannot even meet the most basic needs. Yeah, they are the poorest among people with disabilities. Visually impaired people, when they lose their sight, they are very, very good with touch. The main objective of founding Seeing Hands was not only to provide them with free massage therapy training, but to help them transition from training to employment.
Society often views visually impaired individuals as unable to be independent or productive. That mindset needs to change because we are capable of working. Disability is not an inability to contribute. If you have a brain, you can think, and if you can think, you can work. Nothing is impossible if you put your mind to it. For parents of visually impaired children, consider bringing them to Seeing Hands Rwanda, where they can learn skills and earn an income. We may not see, but we can still work. Our work as masseuses has enabled us to build a meaningful livelihood.
The cheapest massage is 25,000, that's a deep tissue or a Swedish. And the most expensive is a cupping therapy. But we also offer chair massage, corporate chair massage, whereby we go to different offices. For example, we go to the American Embassy and we offer that, and other different offices around Kigali. If people have conferences, we take our massage chairs. The client doesn't need to remove their clothes. So that one per session is 500 francs, 5,000 per 15 minutes. And it is the same service we were offering at the airport. We were the first ones to introduce massage therapy in the airport. So for example, a therapist has done a massage for 25,000. It is 1 hour. She will get 5,000 Rwandan francs on the spot after providing, that's her commission. Then the 20,000 that remains is divided among the trainees and the therapists every once a week. The therapist is also included. We also do massages for sportsmen. We travel all over Rwanda. All our equipment are portable. So we just put them, we go do for different people. During marathons, we've participated in the Nyungwe Marathon. We do for cyclists. We travel. We do for tourists.
Honestly, Mbabazi has magic hands. There's her and another masseuse called Claudine. They have really strong hands, but I mainly come just because I do a lot of sports. but then I also spend a lot of time sitting, and massage just helps keep my body nice and limber and without that many aches. So I've tried a few at like different hotels or beauty salons, etc. It's not that they're terrible. I just like the welcome that I get here, and also because I come fairly weekly or regularly, they know my body and the places that need to be worked on, etc. And they're sort of worked. And also I send all of my friends here, and no one has ever had a bad review. So it's, for me, a trusted spot to come to.
To build on the success of Seeing Hands Masseuse program, Beth Gatonye added another training program to the foundation.
So ever since I started, I have trained about 70. That is together with IT, massage therapy and IT. During COVID, we introduced IT because massage was restricted. So I applied for a grant at the American Embassy, and they gave us money to buy equipment so that we can support them with the training in assistive technology, which has really assisted. Most of them get jobs in different places, and those who are still here, we do web accessibility like for GIZ and other organizations.
Through Access, we are able to extract potential and also extract opportunities and put those opportunities in front of our beneficiaries so that they can just access. I will put the focus and emphasis on that word, access. Trainings are divided into sections depending on the trainees. So we first do the assessment and see what are the needs of the trainee. We have all sorts of solutions. Like hearing impairment, we have these natural speech sounds. We have the speech amplifiers, and we have the special accessibilities for people with hearing impairment, including live captions, live transcription.
According to a 2012 report by the National Institute of Statistics, Rwanda, there were approximately 57,000 blind and 33,000 deaf individuals in the country. As a community, they are working towards equal opportunities in the country, and an example of that is not too far from the city of Kigali. At Rwanda's Special Economic Zone is a group of hearing impaired persons working at Masaka farms.
Inclusivity for Masaka is the hallmark for us. It started with a story from the owner who came many years back and met a deaf girl and went back and felt like it was his calling from God. It was his purpose in life to come back and help the deaf community. So when he was starting, basically he was starting to help that one lady be able to earn a living so that she's not depending on handouts, and it moved from there to where now we are at almost 60% of our staff being deaf. And we predominantly hire the deaf from the deaf community. When they arrive here, most of them, the deaf language that they speak is different. Most of them, the same way we have different languages, for them the deaf language is also different. So when they come, we purposefully train them in the deaf language that everyone else is able to understand in the company. We have sign names for our products that are inherent to Masaka. We have butter, we have ikivuguto, we have yogurt. So those ones are inherent. So everyone knows if I say this is butter. If I say this is ikivuguto, which is fermented milk in Rwanda. The other thing that we do, because you also have the hearing, then we have training sessions for them. So when you join Masaka, then you're trained in sign language. We have an in-house trainer who does trainings every Friday, just to make sure that we are all able to communicate. We speak one language, if it's sign language. So all of us in Masaka, incidentally, we say we speak 4 languages. So we speak Kinyarwanda, we speak a bit of French, we speak English, a bit of Kiswahili, but we all speak sign language. As a business, we've come to realize comparing them with the hearing, because initially when we started, we had the hearing and the deaf. until eventually the hearing was faced off by the deaf. We realized when you compare the two, the deaf are actually more productive. They are 2 times more productive than the hearing. I think mostly it's based on the fact that they are not talking at work, they are busy with what they're supposed to be doing. But another thing, I think they also appreciate the opportunity that they've been given to be able to showcase what they are able to do. So they hold Masaka very close to their hearts. For them, it is family. So when they are working for a family. So they put in their all. So you've seen our productivity grow. We started at 500 liters per day as a company. We've gone all the way to now we are doing an average of 6,000 to 7,000 liters of milk every day. All this comes from having our production team. Currently, we are almost 60% of them. Actually, the production team, 100% is deaf, all the way from the manager to the cleaner.
I started to work in Masak 2016. Being a deaf person outside is very hard, and we get less opportunities. I didn't get a chance to go to university, so I was always wondering, how am I going to survive? When I joined Masak, I put all my effort finding a deaf community. It boosted my morale. This is a very heartfelt request to the government. I would love for them to give a right to all the deaf members who want to drive, a right to own a driving license, because the policemen think that we are likely to cause an accident. We are not able to hear, it might lead to a risk of getting into an accident. But we have side mirrors we can use. I beg the government to offer us this opportunity. Some would love to own cars like any other person. So I would love to be open and share rights like any other Rwandan.
The visually impaired persons have proven their ability to earn a living, and at Masaka Farms, a hearing impaired workforce has doubled milk production, showcasing the benefits of inclusive hiring. However, their fight continues as they further seek equal rights, including access to driving licenses to further their independence. And on that note, we bring this episode of Doing Business in Rwanda to a close. But you can catch these and so much more of our previous episodes across our social media platforms, that is at CNBC Africa. From me, Tabitha Muthoni, it's a wrap for now, but off to the next.